How do you do, folks? Oro here. You may have bought the Humble Bundle that recently happened with RPG Maker and included RPG Maker XP, VX, Ace, MV, a few games made in those engines, and a ton of assets and license to use those assets in your RPG Maker projects. It also included Visual Novel Maker. I want to make a really important note here regarding the EULAs, the end-user license agreements with those projects. Now, first of all, it's always important to read through these. They're actually pretty short and pretty easy to understand for these assets. And it's really important to read them because it lets you know what context you are allowed to use them in, if you're allowed to use them in marketing, if you're allowed to use them in any way outside of game development. But there is one EULA in particular I wanted to draw attention to because I find it kind of a trap, so to speak. That is the EULA for the light novel standard music. And up here towards the top, in section 2, it says, the resources included in light novel standard music are meant for use in Visual Novel Maker only. Now, I want to point out, this is for sale under Visual Novel Maker on Steam, but it's also for sale under RPG Maker MV. Now it continues on. It says material from light novel standard music may be conditionally used with RPG Maker products as long as the user owns both visual novel and RPG Maker product licenses. This applies to the resources themselves and the resource design. Now this I find extremely problematic. Now for us, so far we're good. For those of us who've bought the bundle, we should have both Visual Novel and RPG Maker product licenses. So far, so good. But the problem I have is this is on sale as an RPG Maker MV DLC on Steam for $35. And nowhere on the page does it mention that you need Visual Novel Maker to also use this. You also need Visual Novel Maker in order to legally be able to use this. It does not mention that anywhere, and you can pay $35 for assets that you are not legally allowed to use. And that is a lot of money to spend on virtually nothing. But it gets worse, because if you scroll down here, in Section 3, Part 2, Paragraph 2, I don't know if that's how they refer to it, but it says the resources included in this product may be used with Visual Novel Maker. Users can create, distribute, or sell their original novel using the product only if they meet all of the following conditions. And then here you have 2.2. You shall use the product for visual novel creation and project-specific advertising media only. And throughout the whole EULA, from what I've read, it specifically mentions you use this for visual novels, not game development, visual novels. So if you use RPG Maker MV, you make a visual novel with it. I don't see why you would if you also have Visual Novel Maker, but it is definitely possible to make visual novels in RPG Maker MV and RPG Maker VX. Ace, at least. I've done it there too. I've done, similar things on both. This means that, again, not listed on the store page at all, these assets can only be used to make visual novels. Now, I don't believe this was the intention. I believe that they specify visual novel because visual novels lay in a sort of a gray area. It's where if they say game development, like all of the other EULAs say game development. But if they said game development here, it might be a gray area as to whether a visual novel is a game. And so they might wanted to specify visual novel so that people can make visual novels with it. But this does mean that as of right now, the current wording of the EULA means you cannot make RPGs with this RPG Maker DLC that costs $35 and also requires a whole nother software to even be able to use it in RPG Maker. And none of this is listed on the store page. So I wanted to make this very clear to everyone so that no one falls into this trap, because it's very risky. You can decide to go forward with it and still make games with these assets, still make RPGs with these assets, because I do like the songs. I really want to use them. They're really good for a lot of more of the downtime parts of RPGs, not because a lot of the other music is for like hyped up battles and stuff, and sometimes you just need that kind of relaxing music, and this music's perfect for it. But as of right now, it is very risky to use it. I hope they will change the EULA. I hope somebody will see this video, pass it on to them, and I hope they change this EULA, because it's very... the way this is set up is very not consumer friendly. It doesn't allow you, it has a lot of restrictions that it might not want. The visual novel restriction, I don't even think they are actually intending to have, but it does have that, and it doesn't tell you that, and you can spend $35 to get this, and the Humble Bundle's gone, so anyone who's buying this now is they're just out of luck, I guess. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Do with the information if you will. Spread the word if you can, because I would really like to see this changed. I've been Oro. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay wholesome.